It feels so good to be sitting back here at the desk, being able to speak with everybody. Hello, everyone, and thanks so much for all the well wishes and all the good well soons. Julie and I would rate myself maybe at 65, 75%. I still definitely feel a little bit of fatigue in the old joints and fingers and whatnot, but I could say that this is definitely the best I've been feeling in a long time. And I just want to say thank you to everybody, obviously, for y'all's support over the course of this last week. It was definitely, it's something I guess everybody's going through, which sucks. But at the same time, I'm, yeah, that's what we got. Guys, today I want to sit down and just obviously thank you guys for your support, but also kind of wanted to sit down and put out this video earlier this year, but I haven't had the opportunity, obviously, with getting COVID again. Yes, and just to answer questions that people have had. Like Julie and I both been vaccinated. The kids have been just fine. They literally handled it like champs, and they're doing really good. And then essentially that actually became the challenge. If anybody's been out there, typically, and Julie and I have been quite lucky in the past where, like, if we get sick, it's like one of us, then the other one gets sick. And so usually you have like a preview of what's to come from your spouse. Like, Julie's not feeling good, and this is what her symptoms are. I guess I'm going to feel like that in a couple of days, and then it's me. But in this case, it was the worst case scenario where both of us were sick. And so we were as tag teaming as best as possible. So to all my fellow parents out there in the community, go get yourself some drugs. I don't know. Like, I couldn't think about what would be a reward for a parent. I don't know. Go buy. Don't go into debt for anything. Give yourself a pat on the back, or maybe, I don't know, get yourself a massage at some point. Oh my gosh, that's a challenge. That's some of the hardest stuff you have to deal with, is when your kids are feeling good, you're like barely not functioning, and then you're just trying your best, right? And then I don't know if anybody's out there like me, but you always kind of have this concept of parent guilt. So we've been watching a lot of like movies, and it's like, that's essentially the best effort we could give. Like, it's just like and it's been cold here in Texas, so there's not a lot of outside time. So if anybody knows what that ends up being a recipe for, it's a lot of hyperactive kids with parents who are barely functioning. So it's going to be an adjustment getting everybody kind of back onto a normal schedule. So I think I've rambled a little bit enough, but there is a point to this video that I wanted to share with you guys today. And the core of it is that kind of talking about the channel goals, what we accomplished last year, what I'd like to see this year. And last year I had a goal of hitting 50,000 subscribers here on Ginger Prime, and you guys blew past that. I think we finished the year with 58,000. And so thank you guys, each and every one of you who've subscribed for whatever reason in that regards. Really does mean a lot. The goal of this channel, like if this channel is going to have a mission statement, it's to spread joy, especially the joy of video gaming, to everyone, and have like really interesting discussions around video games. I think the best compliment I see from people in the comments is that we don't always agree, but we always like the discussion. Like I always try to be respectful. I'm not perfect at it. One of the things that somebody was like, you parade yourself as this nice guy. And it's like, I do not. I can lose my temper. I can get angry just like anybody else. Like with the medium of YouTube, you guys only end up seeing like a window of it. If you hang out with me live, like Lord knows, like I've had a couple of rants, in video forms and on live streams before. They just don't go viral, which is great. Because honestly, at the end of the day, I'd rather have the best community than essentially the biggest one, or the one's always chasing the trends, things like that. Occasionally I catch a trend, which is, you can always kind of see people who come in during those times, and that's always kind of fun. But the core of it, you guys have, exceeded expectations here. And so thank you. Now, I had a goal of growing the podcast to 5,000 subscribers. We didn't quite hit that. We're still, we actually crossed over 3,000. So that's still significant. That's still quite a lot. And this week, coming up actually on the 21st, we got Force Gaming and Vulcan back on the podcast for Epic Loot Radio. Going to be talking about that. That's going to continue to live over on Ginger Gaming Radio. I think that's the nature of it. I continue to debate lots of things in my head, lots of ideas. And if you ever want to go have more insight on that, you can always just hang out with me in a voice chat on live and ask me away, because I always kind of like, what's the best, form for the content that I make, right? So live is a specific style of content. Ginger Prime is a specific style of content. Radio podcasting is a specific style of content. Shorts, like all these things, kind of always look at them as like, Like what style are they? Now, this is a very different video than typically what you'll see on the channel. This is just kind of like, I like to have like a yearly address, a state of the business, if you will, a state of the channel. But the core of it is that, you guys just really, your support this last year has been incredible. And the goal that I would say this year, which is I thought 50K was ridiculous. And then you guys like crushed that. So I'm going to put it out there, and I want to say 100,000. I'd love to see if I couldn't get a silver play button in 2022. Now, doing the math, looking at the number of 58,000 to 100,000, in order to hit that, we'd have to be at like 3,480 subs a month here. Now, there's been months on this channel that you guys have I think I had a 5,000 or a 6,000 sub month, one year over those last 2021. I think that was maybe when Asmongold started playing 14, something going around. There was a big surge and everything was up. It was an exciting time for everybody here on the on the 14 side of things, but that's a lot of subscribers. And generally speaking, we average around 1,000 to 2,000 subs a month. So clearly, the request would be that if you guys enjoy the content and you guys want to be a part of this goal, I need your help. Brass tacks. If you guys have friends and people that like video game content, the best way to help with that goal is to share it out. It's just to say, hey, can we get to 100,000? And I don't want to necessarily just get to 100,000, in the sense of what I mean when I say is that I feel like the mission of this channel is to spread the joy of video gaming and to be able to have real conversations about real issues, not necessarily just trumped up to believe what you want to believe and hear what you want to hear. That means we will disagree. And so there is always going to be kind of a tension and a friction, especially when it comes to video games. And I love that. I love that about gaming culture is the debate and the discussion around games. I've always appreciated that. And YouTube tends to kind of put people into lanes, naturally speaking. So it's kind of I'm kind of in a way building, this kind of melting pot of viewpoints, and that can tend to lead to tension. And so I do always appreciate when people understand that mission. The goal isn't necessarily to even change your mind with a video. The goal is to have thought experiments and interesting ideas, and to share this stuff we love, right? I don't need you to love the games I love. I want to share the games that I love, and I want to know the games that you love. And then we can, I think, understand each other better. I think the goal is understanding as opposed to trying to change anybody's view. If you don't like the golden saucer, I'm not going to try to change your mind about it, but I'm going to share with you what I like about it, for example. That's essentially always kind of the thought that I try to put into the videos, and also that it's not about me. And so one of the things that I would like to, as soon as I'm 100%, and feeling much better, one of the things that I think I've seen a lot of people say, hey, you do some collabs, especially with the upcoming Lost Ark and more, and try to find ways that not only am I wanting to grow to 100,000 subscribers, for me, that just feels very significant. It feels very I don't know. I'm sure that once I hit it, it's going to be and Brian, what's your next goal and things like that. So there's a sense within social media and content creation of always trying to chase another goal, but I don't know, something about that feels very significant to me, and it would be so if you guys want to help out with that, that'd be great. But also, like I say, the mission of the channel for me, beyond what I said with joy, is that it's trying to also help other people, so try to find ways to kind of promote, and I believe I do that, and hopefully maybe even in 2022 I can do a better job of that. So I've actually been seeing a lot of you guys hit your 1K sub goals, which has been really thrilling to see. And so I've invited several guys on as a part of collabs, and I'll hopefully be reaching out more on than that. And if you guys have hit those goals and we haven't actually had a private conversation about it, let me know. Hit me up on Discord. Let's talk about what you're making, and that. And so that's kind of the goal. I know that where everybody's kind of working hard, they're all trying to figure this all out, and that's what it is. But that's what I want to sit down and say today without coughing into the mic. I'm feeling much better. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you for the support in 2021. My goal for 2022 on this channel is 100K. That's crazy. And if you want to help me out, that's amazing. For the podcast, we had the goal last year of 5. Honestly, we're at 3. I wouldn't mind getting the podcast to 5 or 6 this year. I think that would be really exciting to see. So if you guys want to support that effort, that'll be tagged in the description of this video. if you're interested. Also, it's in MP3 format, so I'd like it to see if we were able to get Epic Loot Radio to like 1,000 listeners an episode, at least on the audio, and then also from the Crystal Core Radio, which we get like a couple thousand. So that does really well when we publish it consistently. So bringing Crystal Core back here probably in a couple weeks, and kind of having a real nice good 2022 as people kind of finish Endwalker, and we can start having some more discussions around the news and more. So wow, this video is a lot longer than I intended. I thank you so much for listening. If you listened all the way to the end, hopefully you guys are doing well. Yeah, I love you guys. Happy New Year. And yeah, I'm gonna get back to making some videos for y'all. So until those are published, take care.
A little off topic, but I just want to say thank you for providing me a friendly, fun, and optimistic community. Baby. Coming from an MMO community filled with toxicity, this is an amazing breath of fresh air. Keep it up, baby. Oh, yeah.